All right, what's up, guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, guys, we're going to be checking out a game from the East. This is from the most recent tournament from the East, big tournament, top 8. And in today's matchup, we're actually going to be checking out a blue versus blue matchup. And this is an OP-08, Boa Hancock versus blue Doflamingo. OP-01 Doflamingo. So that's what that is what we're going to be getting into today. I won't have my standard video where we do a bunch of deck tech stuff and all that. This is just more of a very straightforward type of video where I commentate over a game from the East, a very high level matchup from the East, part of the 2024 championship from Bandai. So you know what you get into, guys. Like I said, today's gonna be a slightly shorter video, more condensed video than what I'm normally putting out on this channel. So buckle up. Let's get straight into this, guys. Let's do this. All right. So let me go ahead and go full screen here and hit play. And and let me pause it so I can get my face, my camera where it needs to be. Okay, we're good to go. So as you can see here, let me hit play real quick and pause it. So on the right, we have Doflamingo, and on the left, we have Boa Hancock. And I believe Boa is going to be going first. All right. And that's right. Okay, so Boa is going first, which is, I think Doflamingo typically always wants to go first because of their strategy. Keep pressure on and just start getting cards off the top of life. Okay, or from the top of the deck, excuse me. However, Boa's coming in for 8 here. They have 2K counters in hand. They've got 3 2K counters in hand: Jinbei, Gecko, and a Jozu. Whereas, let me get this guy's hand out of there. There we go. All right, so unfortunately, the Doflamingo player drew Perona after turn 1. So he has got Perona in hand, 2 of the 6-cost Boa Hancocks. A few cards I can't quite tell what they are because there's some type of alt art versions. But I do see 2 Gravity Blade Raging Tigers. Okay, so he's probably going to... Oh, that's a Jinbei. Okay, so it's a Jinbei, and it looks like a Mihawk. And I can't tell what that one card is, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, it's a Gecko. It's a Gecko Moria. Very nice. I think it's the new special art Gecko Moria. Okay, so, all right, real quick. Dofi just swings for 5, plays out a Jinbei from hand, playing out Mihawk for free, and passing the turn back. In the mirror match, guys, like this, you want to aggressively counter out of attacks because both decks are probably splashing 1 or 2 1 or 2 puddings, which can just rip the cards out of your hand. So you have to be very careful against that. Okay, so he gets a Sengoku for his draw. The Boa Hancock player does. He's going to probably play it out right away. He's got 4 Dawn left to play out a 4-cost 7 Warlords of the Sea type character. And for those who have not already, for those who are not aware, they have a very similar list. These lists are very similar. Lots of 7 Warlords of the Sea stuff going on here with a little bit of support from blue, like, from the removal. Gets the 6-cost Boa Hancock. The Jozu is very interesting, especially since you're running Sengoku. You're going to be able to bounce that back to your hand to bounce back one of your opponent's characters. Okay, very high tempo play there, playing out the Jinbei and playing out the Gecko, which allowed him to get a 2K counter out of trash. That is a very strong synergy. That Jinbei into Gecko Moria is just pure value, guys, for those who are not already aware. Now, our Doflamingo player still has a Perona in hand, I believe. Or no, excuse me. That's interesting. So they countered out of the 5K attack with Perona. But he does have a way to get Perona back. He does have it looks like he drew a Sanji for the turn. That is the 9-cost Sanji that plays out a 9 or lower cost character from the top of your deck. So he's going to swing for very nice sequencing. Okay, pause. This is very excellent sequencing because, like I said, he countered out with Perona, but Perona you can get back with Gecko Moria. And if he chooses to do that, it looks like he has other options as well. But if he does choose to do that, he will have exactly enough Dawn to play out the Gecko Moria, getting back Perona to play out the Perona. That will be excellent if he does that. That's probably, that has to be his player. I don't think he has any other play. He just has 2 Gecko Morias. You know what I mean? I don't think he has another play. Okay. So right here, he's drawing 2 and trashing 2 with the Mihawk's effect. That's what's going on right here. And notice he has no 2K counters. That is alarming. That is not ideal. Let's just say it like that. That is not ideal. Okay, so he decides he's going to swing for 7 with Jinbei. And the Boa player takes it. Swing for 7 with leader effect. Okay, just does a dry flip off the top there. Or, excuse me, that was just a, I think that was a complete blind flip from the top and gets Gecko Moria. And he has 2 other geckos in hand. Okay, that's, I guess it's better than nothing though, right? Because he was able to get the Perona back, like I said. He gets the tempo out. But if I'm not mistaken, someone help me out in the comment section below. I'm pretty sure that was just a straight up blind rip from the top. Aggressively counter out, going down to 3 cards in hand is what the Boa Hancock player just did there. Draws for the turn and gets a, what was that? I think it was another Boa. We'll have to see once he moves his hand out of the way. I can't quite see. But looking at the board state here, the Boa player has a chance to really pop the board here. Like, just swing everything into the... Yes, absolutely. 5 into Mihawk because he has an actual win attacking effect. Okay, it was another Jozu that the Boa player drew, by the way, guys. It was another Jozu. For those who are not aware, Jozu is a brand new card that came out in OP-08. When you play it out, it's a 6-cost 7K with a 1K counter. You pull back a card to your hand, and you bounce a 6 or less of your opponents. Very solid, but not great against Doflamingo, who runs pretty much nothing but on-play effects. But it's still better than nothing. It's still a nice way to slow down your opponent and establish a big body and things like that. Okay, so he's swinging 5 more, I think, into the Mihawk. Yep, he's going to let it go this time. I agree with that. He's got 2 Gecko Morias in hand. I probably would have let the first one go, to be honest, but, you know, I understand that play as well, what he did. Okay, bouncing back the Gecko Moria. So there, he's got 2 Gecko Morias in hand now. So he's in the same position as he was before, where it's like, okay, he had 2 geckos in hand, counted out with one got pushed back. He's back up to 2. And let's see what he does here. Top 5 search with the Sengoku he just pulled back to his hand from the Jozu effect. And now what did he get? Oh, he got a 3-cost Doflamingo. Very nice. Alt-art Doflamingo. Very nice. Now, that card is not as good in Boa as it is in the OP-01 Doflamingo, but it's still an incredibly powerful blocker that lets you set your top 5 cards and start searching for cards you need. Okay, so let's see what happens here. We're looking at a 8 Dawn turn for Dofi. Swing 5 first into Jinbei, I'm sure, or Gecko. Either one's fine. I would say, yeah, probably Gecko is the better target, actually. Okay, so swings 5 there, 1K counter out with the other Jozu that was in the Boa's hand. And let's see what Dofi does here. He does have the Perona, correct? Or did he counter out with it again? Excuse me, he countered out with the Perona again. He is not having that card. Okay, gets it back with Gecko Moria, very solid. And now he's going to do a top 5 search with the Perona and has 3 Dawn left to use his leader's effect. Because remember, the leader effect is 2 plus 1. Okay, it's, you know, attach 2 to swing for 7, and then pay 1 when attacking. Here we go. Let's see what he gets. Gets an Edward Weevil, draws a 2K counter to hand, I think that is. Is that the other? Yeah, that's the Mihawk. He draws to hand, and he established a very strong body that turn. And that, like, by the way, that's why I think Doflamingo is slightly favored into Boa. I'm not saying Boa can't win, and who knows, it probably depends on who goes first and things like that. But I have to say, I feel like Dofi has the slight edge there because it can generate tempo a little bit faster than the Boa can. Okay, so let's see what happens here. So what was it? He swung for 5, does a 2K counter out. He's just saying, yeah, I'm just going to counter out. Swing for 7, got to let that go. He doesn't have the ability to counter out in hand anyway. Play out the... Now, this was a 9 Dawn turn for the Boa. So for those who might be wondering, like, why didn't he play out the 10-cost Kaido? And look at this, guys. Sees another 10-cost Kaido in hand. Okay, very interesting. So this list is running both versions of the 10-cost Kaido. And is that card... I was going to say, I don't know... Oh, well, it does. I was going to say, is that card 7 Warlords of the Sea? It doesn't matter because that was a Dofi search. Okay, so plays out Boa, says your Edward Weevil cannot attack this turn, and then bottom decks the Sengoku to get that off the board. One less card to worry about. This is looking very good for the Boa player. However, we do know that Dofi does know his next 2 cards. Because remember, Perona was played out last turn, did a top 5 search, which played out Edward Weevil, which drew a card. So then he draws a card for the turn. There are 2 cards left. Doflamingo knows what both his next 2 cards are. Swing 7, here's the leader effect to get the Gecko Moria. 7 into Jinbei, uses the blocker. That was interesting, he decided to use the blocker there. And then what was that? Oh, then he hits him with a Gravity Blade Raging Tiger. That card, guys, is just so good. It is a 7-cost, remove 2 6-cost characters or less from the board to the bottom of the owner's deck. Okay, 5 into the 5K Gecko Moria, lets it go. 5 into life, 1K counter out with the 3rd Gecko Moria we've seen. Plays down the Kaido. Plays down the big boy. The 10 cost that bounces an 8 or less and a 3 or less. Now, unfortunately, he can only choose one of these targets because these are both 4 cost. That is unfortunate, but still, that's massive amounts of momentum. Okay, let's see what happens here. So draws a. It looks like he drew a Perona for the turn or a Pudding. I wasn't paying enough attention there. So plays out the Perona and is going to do a top 5 deck arrangement. Looks like I saw an Edward Weevil in there. I believe it was an Edward Weevil. Looks like 2 Peronas, or excuse me, 2 Boa Hancocks, the new 6 cost from OP-07. Okay, and I wasn't able to. I didn't see what the rest was. Okay, let's see what happens. Swing 6 in a Jinbei, gives him a 2K. Swing 5 in a Jinbei. Okay, what are we going to do here? Now that Pudding, at this stage of the game, is not exactly great. However, we did see. Okay, gonna play out the Sanji. Very nice into the Boa. Now your 10 cost Kaido cannot attack, and it looks like he bottom decked something else. So that way he's preventing the Boa from drawing cards from removing that card. Very smart play there. Very smart play. What was I saying before that? The Pudding. So Pudding is not exactly insane in this matchup. However, look what card is in Boa's hand right now. He has the draw 4 Kaido, and looking at the other options, honestly, I would probably Gravity Blade Raging Tiger here to get rid of the 2 cards on the board, and then dare him to swing with his what's his name? Sanji. Just dare him to swing with it and remove the 2 other cards from the board, so that way you can actually. Oh, wait a minute. He is really thinking about this. But I was going to say, I would fight for the board in that way. Yeah, excellent. I think that is absolutely the right call. Now, he cannot swing with the Kaido because of Boa Hancock's effect. The 6 cost from the Dofi. Very confusing. Okay, and passes the turn. Okay, so now as far as Boa goes, did he choose to do the draw effect? Yeah, I think he drew the Jozu from that effect. I might have missed it. But remember, guys, whenever you remove a card from the board with Boa as your leader, if you have 5 or less cards in hand, you get to draw a card. So that is actually massive here. That's actually massive. All right. So right here we are. Did he? So he just swung 6, swung 9. Plays out the. Hang on, guys. I'm sorry. I did miss something there. We do have to go back. I apologize. I missed something. Just yapping. We missed something there. Okay. Right. I went too far. Okay. He took those hits. Swing 7, plays out Edward Weevil, draw a card. I'm not sure if that was a blind rip or not at this point. I think it might have been. Swings for 9, takes a life there. Very solid. Okay, then plays out the Boa, says your guy can't attack, and now it's back to, excuse me. Yeah, says your Kaido cannot attack, and now it's back to the Boa's turn. Okay. So far this is actually a pretty steady game here, a pretty even game in my opinion. However, Dofi is starting to go very wide, and this is what makes Doflamingo a little bit stronger, in my opinion, than Boa, is the ability to just go so wide. Let's see what happens here. Probably going to play out the 10 cost Kaido. He's got that in his hand currently. Man, guys, I've never been a huge fan of this card. Drawing 4 cards is nice. Whoopsie daisy, he accidentally just showed a Gravity Blade Raging Tiger, but I don't think he wants to give that away. Sometimes when you accidentally reveal a card, they tell you to put it on the bottom and draw a new card. It's like, no, we're going to keep that one. My opponent can have knowledge of that if he wants it, but that's okay. So swing 7 at life here. It's time to put on pressure. So that is the thing about the 10 cost Kaido. I have to pause right here and we have to talk about it. You're going to draw 4 cards, right? Well, this first attack with Edward Weevil is going to take 2 of those cards. That was just your first attack. And he has 3 more coming. I'm not saying he had a better play in hand. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying that it's an uncomfortable situation to be in. So 2K, 1K. And then swing for... Oh, excuse me. That was a 1K from the leader. Now swing for 8. So he's gotten 3 cards out of hand, I believe. And then 2... Yeah, he's gotten like so many cards out of hand at this point. And then swing for 9 at the end. He's going to take that one. Gets a Gravity Blade Raging Tiger trigger, which will remove a 5 or less. Very nice. That was very strong. Okay, actually, he did not get a Gravity Blade from hand, did he? He actually got a Red Rock. Sorry, guys, if I missaw that. Y'all help me out in the comment section below if I missed it. Sometimes it goes really fast when I have it on 2x speed. Okay, so plays out the... Plays out another Boa with the blocker, and it's like, sorry, man, you are just not going to be able to do anything this turn. I'm going to lock you down again. I have a blocker. I have 2 life. Okay, he wants to look at his trash. He's just checking to see what's in there, see how many 2K counters he's gone through. That's a good practice to get into, guys, if you're playing at locals and stuff, and the game has progressed deep into the into the match. Ask to see what's in your opponent's trash. See how many 2K counters he's used. Because, guys, understand that the average amount of 2K counters in a deck is anywhere from around 8 to 12. That's the average amount. So if there's like 5 or 6 2K counters in your opponent's trash, it is very unlikely they have that many more unless they've gone through that much of their deck in the game. Okay. All right, so plays out another Kaido. Wow, holy cow, guys. Plays out another Kaido, bouncing back one of the boas. This is a less than ideal situation. Okay, this is a less than ideal situation for our Dofi player. But I don't think it's over yet. He's got 2 2K counters in hand. He's got 2 blockers, the 2 3-cost blocker Dofis. He has Edward Weevil. He has the Boa Hancock. He has a lot of little options here and there. But it looks like he's got 7 and 3 separated in his Dawn stack. He's got 7 in one pile, 3 in the other. So it seems like he's going to go... I'm not sure what he's going to go here. Because one option is like, oh, do I start smashing into the Kaido? No, okay. I think he just went for a blind rip off the top. Was that a blind rip off the top, guys? That was wild if it was. Again, I'm sorry if I missed it. Oh, no, he did set it with Dofi the turn prior, didn't he? I think he did. I could be mistaken. Okay, plays on Edward Weevil to draw a card. He still has the 3-cost Dofi he can play, and I think he has 6 Dawn remaining because he has 3 attached to leader, 1 for the leader effect, and then he still has 6 Dawn left. Okay, so swing 9, down to 3. Pay 3, play out Dofi. Whoopsies. Okay, he had dropped a Dawn there. He got it back from the judge. Sets his top 5. You know, since he's playing out another Dofi, I probably would have maybe put that to the bottom, but okay, he says, hey, I know what my top cards are. Go ahead, your turn. Okay, 2 blockers, 2 life, but our opponent does have another Kaido that they can bounce this back with. Okay, hang on. Is that what you want to do, though? Maybe, okay, it looks like he's separated to the right a Red Rock and a Kaya. I like the Red Rock, sort of. At the same time, though, it's not the craziest thing in the world. Because I feel like you go both of your or 2 of your Kaidos just straight into the board. I don't think you go for game this turn, because there's 2 blockers. Now, if he had a Gravity Blade Raging Tiger, that changes everything. But he doesn't. So it's like, okay, 12 into the Jinbei, 12 into the Sanji, and then if he uses blockers from there, that's perfect, because we still have a... okay, yeah, there's the first blocker. Says, yep, I'm going to go ahead and block that one. Now, is he going to... Okay. Is he going to Red Rock the final blocker and go for game 9, 12, 12? Is that the call here? Because that is not what I would do. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, that is not the play. Okay, that's the play for him, though. And it will not... I don't think it will be enough. I do not think... Okay, no, he's changed his mind. What cards do you have in hand? Or was it the other Kaido? Whew, this is a tough decision. Swing for 5, 2K counter out, plays out the Kaido, bounces those 2 cards back, and now it's like, okay, 12 into Sanji, 12 into Jinbei, right? Wait, where's he going? Oh, wow. Okay, excuse me, that was actually massive, because the Dofi player needs 1 other attacker to try to go for lethal this turn. So I had to pause that, guys. So he swung for 12. The Boa Hancock player swung for 12 to KO the Sanji, and he did double 2K to get out of it. So now he can't KO both the Jinbei and the Sanji. Okay, yeah, there's no other option here. You gotta go for game. So interesting. Goes for 9, and then he will go for 11. And it looks like that will pay off. It looks like that will be the answer. Look at his hand, guys. 2 and 2. Now, who knows? Let's see what he draws, though. If he gets a 2K, goes for 11. GG. Okay, wow. That was an awesome game. He got a Gecko Mori from the top, which was a 1K counter. Awesome, guys. That was such a good game. Let me go back to the screen here. Right, guys. Like I said, today's just going to be a very, very short game for me, or excuse me, a very short game. That was a very short game when you have it in 2x speed. It was actually like a full-on, what was it, like a 45-minute game or something. Let's go back to the beginning. Yeah, right. Let's see here. This game altogether was a 30-minute long game. Very good stuff there. Let me go ahead and put up the patrons page, though. Yeah, guys, like I said, very short video for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. And the reason this is such a short video today is because I'm having to pre-record it for the tournament I'll be hosting at the time that I would normally be recording this video. Because I will be commentating a video tomorrow, which will be today at the time y'all seeing this video. I'll be helping Joey from Heart Pirates TCG with Moonlight TCG. Go check check out moonlighttcg.com, guys, when you get a chance. I will be commentating a video with Joey, or excuse me, not a video, commentating a tournament with Joey. The first ever Moonlight TCG Pro Circuit. It's, guys, only the best players are allowed to play in it, right? And not literally like the top 5 or something. Like, in other words, players who have topped major tournaments or players who have a certain rating on the ranked ladder of the sim. I think for this first tournament, he's gonna Joey's allowing people who are 1,800 and higher, but I think in future tournaments it's going to be like 2,200 rating and higher. So literally some of the best players out there, very high skill players, and anyone who's topped a tournament. So definitely go check that out when you get a chance. All right, guys, that's it for me. Thank y'all for stopping by. Thank y'all for watching. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, don't be afraid to hit me up in the comment section below. Big shout out to my patrons, and big shout out to everyone who's helping me. You know, whether you're just watching videos or watching my videos, excuse me, liking, subscribing, sharing, you name it. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. Please tell me down in the comment section below what you thought of that game. Was there a mistakes that someone made? Do you guys think Dofi's a little stronger than Boa? You guys give me your final thoughts on that. Before you hop off. All right, I'm done, guys. Appreciate y'all. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, guys, peace.